Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. Let's talk about some October favorites. This has been kind of an interesting month because the weather where I live has gone from being like in the high 70s at the beginning of the month. It still felt like summer, like the tail end of summer, to like it's mid 40s. And it's gone like from extreme, like really warm and comfy sandals and shorts to like, where's my sweater? I need my wool socks. And I feel like I've had that same sort of kind of split in makeup where I wear all the makeup and I'm having a great time to like skincare only. And that's all she wrote. I think the way that that whole all or nothing comes up is if I'm gonna wear something, it's gonna be super easy and super fast and almost bulletproof for the type of makeup look I'm going for. All right, I'm just gonna start with these guys right here. They're not makeup, but on my no makeup days, I live for these. These are Balm.com from Glossier. I have been using these since they just had their original unscented Balm.com. And then they came out with the coconut, and then they came out with like all the other flavors. And so these two tubes, you can see they're about a third of the way gone. I opened both of these at the beginning of this month. This one here, the coconut one, lives on my bedside. This mango one lives in my purse. There's one in the office where I edit all my videos. There's one in my bathroom. There's one in my car. There's one in my crochet bucket. Yes, I have a bucket full of crochet. Like, this is the sort of thing that I keep multiples of around the house because this is kind of like my go-to, and I wish they weren't so expensive. I get them in the 3-pack, so they're like $10 a piece, and I feel like they last a decent amount of time, but this is the one thing I don't want to be without. And since I cracked open my last box of this that I had kind of stored in my skincare area, I ordered 3 more, and I have 2 of the new Swiss Miss coming. They have a new flavor for holiday, and it's like a hot chocolate Swiss Miss situation, and I'm excited. And I picked up the honey lavender, which I had yet to try. So I love that, but this is definitely one of those things that I love. And the ones that are like this, that are, you know, this one's clear, this one has a very slight peachy color to it, but once you rub it in, you really can't see it. I use things like this on my cuticles, on my elbows. At nighttime, I use a layer of this to like slug my under eyes to make sure my eye cream goes straight in. I really like this product, and this is the product that I have been repurchasing and repurchasing and repurchasing for years. So it's always a favorite, even if I don't mention it, but I ordered 3 more this month because I opened my last box and I don't want to be without. If I'm still thinking about what I reach for on the days when I want like a really no makeup look, first thing I've been reaching for is this. This is the Minimalist from Merit. This is their not really foundation, not really concealer. It is a product that comes in stick form. I have the second lightest shade in Slip. And this, I really like this. First of all, it blends super easily. You see how easily that is to blend? I love that about it. This is a product, and I can't do this with all foundations. Liquid foundations are too liquid for my under eyes. Stick foundations are usually too heavy. And since this isn't really foundation, it's an interesting product. I can swipe this underneath my eyes, corners of my nose. I have some discoloration on my chin. And then I dab it over a couple of the hyperpigmentation spots on my face. I blend it in with the brush. This is the Merit #1 brush, which also I love this. I was surprised how much I love this. And it just blends it all really fast and easy. See that? Like, beautiful. No effort. I love that. So if I want just a little bit of perfection on those light makeup days, been reaching for these. I usually set it with a little bit of powder just so that I don't have anything going on underneath my eyes where a little bit of slippage goes on. If I have a lot of really hydrating skincare going on, I do find that this can sometimes settle into like the corners of my nose or some of those lines underneath my eyes. If I have like a lightweight hydrating toner and then some sunscreen, I can swipe this on. I don't have to set it, stays all day. But a lot of it depends on how moisturized my face is. But as we're heading into colder months, I definitely feel like I'm going to be layering on more and more skincare underneath my foundation products. So I'm going to be reaching for a powder. And I told myself this month that I wanted to get reacquainted with what had been a favorite for me and see if it was still a favorite, and it is. Huge, amazingly so, and it's this. This is the Beauty Pie One Powder Wonder in Uberlecent Universal. All right, so obviously I hit pan, and I hit pan this month because this was like, there was a divot in it at the beginning of October, but like, I'm glad I have a backup of this because this is going to be gone before the end of November. And I rotate through a lot of my products, and I did have other powders. If you happen to have watched the, October makeup bin where I go through and I pull everything I'm going to focus on using for October, this went in there with several other powders, but the truth is I kind of defaulted to this all month long. There are other powders in my collection that are similar to this, other ones specifically that are white. There's the new one from Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Brightening Powder. I have the lightest shade that is basically white. I also have the Pat McGrath under eye powder. I think it's like the Sublime Skin. I forget what it's called, but it's in a much smaller packaging. I know the one from Pat is baked. This is also baked. I don't know if the one from Charlotte Tilbury, I think it's just pressed. I don't know that it's a baked product, but they all are really lightweight and traceless. Now, I have repurchased the Pat McGrath one, so I like that one a lot. I have been enjoying the one from Charlotte Tilbury, but once I pulled this out, everything else kind of fell by the wayside. And out of all of them, this is the least expensive. Even if you pay non-Beauty Pie member prices for it. Let me double check on my phone. I think it's $30 full price, but I get it for under $15. The price has gone up for non-Beauty Pie members, and the price has gone up for members as well. I remember getting this product for under $10 when I tried it for the first time 2 years ago. Now it's $13.50 at Beauty Pie prices. But if you wanted to get it and it was full price and you didn't want to pay for the membership, it's $35. Now the one from Pat McGrath is $32, but here you're getting 8 grams. Let's just see how much Miss Pat puts in hers. 4 grams. You're getting twice as much here. I think we're getting 9 grams in the one from Charlotte Tilbury. Let me double check. So you're getting 9 grams here, but this is $46, $47 and $35. Or if you're a Beauty Pie member, $13.50. Okay, so for me, it's not that it's less expensive, because it is less expensive than both of these other white powders. I just feel like out of all of them, it's the easiest one for me to use. I love using this with a sponge. I think you can see some remnants of it here where I just press a little bit underneath my eye. I also use it with like a giant face brush, like all over. I have used it on a more targeted brush. Let me see if I can find one. A small one like this under the eyes. Like, this powder works always. I've even taken my finger and like touched up like the corner of my nose with it before. I love this powder, and for me, and the way I like to wear makeup, this powder can do no wrong. For the month of October, I had both of these powders in my makeup bin. I didn't have the one from Pat McGrath. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna need 3 white powders, but I have been reaching for the more affordable one over this. I'm not saying this is a bad product. I'm not saying I wouldn't repurchase it, but it just, with my whole heart, love this, and have really been reminded this month. And it's not because I was trying to use it, it's just that that's what my hand kept going for. When I wasn't really thinking, I was reaching for this over anything else. On those light makeup days, if I am wearing anything, it's usually going to be something underneath the eyes, corners of the nose, to perfect my overall complexion. I'm going to put a little something in my brows, and that has varied all month long. So I want some brows, I want some concealing underneath here. And then I think about, what do I want on my eyes? And usually I kind of do just one thing. If I wear anything at all, I wear just mascara. And I have been loving this. I have been on the hunt for tubing mascaras. I've tried the Le Huit Hypnose from Lancome, which is the tubing mascara. I think it's like $33. I like the one from Blink, but I haven't tried that one in a while. I have tried a couple of others, the one from Merit, the one from M Cosmetics. I've tried the Sky High from Maybelline. And my favorite out of all the ones that I have tried recently is this. This is the Heimish Smudge Stop Mascara. It's $14. I get it online at Ololly. And this is the mascara that I trust to get me through a work day. I work as a dental assistant, so a large portion of my day is kind of sitting over the top of people and looking down, but my eyelashes kind of curve up and touch right up in here. And I find that even my most favorite like regular mascara formulas, Monsieur Big, the Idole mascara from Lancome, a lot of the other ones that are kind of like that. I have one from Hourglass that I like a lot. They'll be great on a non-work day when I'm spending most of my time looking straight ahead. But if I'm tilted down and my eyelashes are touching up here, I can, because I do end up getting some skincare in this area, get a little bit of smudging. The way that I get around that is by using a tubing mascara, and this has been my favorite. And I'll tell you that this tubing mascara is so good that I don't reach for it just on work days. I reach for it on non-work days. At first I was looking for something that would stop the smudging so that I wouldn't have like to constantly be worried I had mascara where I didn't need it. And then it was like, ooh, I like the way this makes my eyelashes look. And with those short, downward pointing, like straight lashes, I wanted something that was going to give it a little bit of a curl, a little bit of a lift, a little bit of a hold. And I can wear this without curling my eyelashes. Now, I'm not saying it actually curls my lashes, but I can kind of push them up in an area, and when it dries, they kind of stay that way. I like that a lot. Also, I don't curl my lashes on a work day because the less of this they have going on, I think the better chance my mascara has for looking good all day long. Here's what the wand looks like. It's slightly curved. It has more of the traditional shape to it. This, I feel, is a really good mix of volume with some length to it. As I look at my eyelashes, this is just enough. Now, if I want some serious volume and like, look at my eyelashes, I use a different formula. But for every day, this is giving me just enough length, just enough like thickness, and some really beautiful staying power. Love, love, love. And I like the fact that it's $14. All right, so again, if I'm on that minimal makeup look, I'm going for something for the lips. And this has been my default go-to right here. I didn't know I was gonna love this so much, and now I want more. This has been living at work in my scrubs pocket, and this is something that I keep in my purse. I feel like these guys that have multiples, like keep them in different places. This is the sort of thing I would want to have multiples of, maybe different shades. One in my purse, one in my scrubs pocket, one at the desk where I edit. I love this. This is from Burt's Bees. This is the Gloss and Glow, and the shade is Eat, Drink, and Be Cherry. I got this on sale on a whim when it was on sale at Ulta. Okay, so mine looks a little used and abused, but I've used more than half the stick and I've had it maybe 5 or 6 weeks. You know I love a bold lip color, but this kind of sheer wine tone is gorgeous. To me, this shade is less red and a little bit more kind of berry toned, but I like it when it starts to look like this. I love it when I put it on first, but I can wear this under my mask at work. I can wear this on days when I'm not wearing anything but this, like sunscreen and this, and that's it. This is the sort of product that I will put on my lips, tap my fingers over it, and tap it on as blush. I love this. This is really great. And it does work. I mean, it's a more emollient product, so I don't put it over like any foundation. On the days that I'm wearing very little makeup, I have this strategically placed underneath the eyes, corners of the nose, a little bit on the chin, and my cheeks are bare, so I can either scribble this on my cheeks or I'll just dab my fingers over what I have on my lips and tap it in, and it gives me just enough color. Really, really love this product. I want more, and I like that it's affordable. Now, it's not a very elegant little package. This is a really soft formula. If you press too hard, you can get a little bit of this going on, but I just have to remind myself that it's soft. And there are times that I will put it on, you know, smush my lips together, and it looks a little bit more like this. Love this. Definitely want to try one of the nude shades, and I would be interested in trying something else. But I like the price point of this, and I really feel like it's the sort of product that I like. It's glossy, it's sheer, it's hydrating. Not all glossy, sheer products like this are hydrating. This one really is. I like that about it. This has been a fave. Now, if I want a little bit more than hardly any makeup, I reach for one of the Lisa Eldridge Liquid Lorex. I tend to really like the shade Emily. This is one I have been wearing a lot this month, just because it's super easy. You know, I can put a little bit of it on and then just start tapping it out. And in, 10 seconds, boom, eyeshadow. It takes no effort. It takes no effort. And it looks good with just mascara. It looks great with mascara and eyeliner. It looks great when you put it over other things and you build a whole look around it. But if you want to get out the door quickly and have a little sparkle to your lids, I love these. These have been like a most reach for product on work days when I have minimal time to get out the door but still want a little Sparkle Sparkle. So those are the products that I reach for when I gotta go and I don't have a lot of time. Now when I want to sit down and I play, I still haven't been going for like a ton of makeup, but let me tell you, I picked something up this month on a complete and total whim, and it has really impressed me, and I think it's gonna be a go-to this winter, and it's this. This is not a new product. It's been out for almost 3 years now. This is the Futurist Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Foundation from Estee Lauder. I have the very lightest shade in 1N0, and 1N0 is the exact shade I wear in Estee Lauder Double Wear. I have the sheer Double Wear, which doesn't come in a shade this light, but because it is a little bit sheerer, it doesn't really matter. I can wear 1N1 there, but I really like this. This tends to lean just a hair yellow. I wouldn't say that it's a full-on neutral, but it's not like really yellow. It is amazingly hydrating. And while it is hydrating, it doesn't end up getting to be so hydrating that it settles into all of my fine lines. I don't find it kind of gathering in my crow's feet. I don't find it gathering in the corners of my nose. I don't find it kind of hitting like right here in my nasal labial folds or in my forehead when I take the time to set it. Now, I have worn this on days where I don't set my whole face. I'll like pounce it in, I'll set my forehead because these lines, if I don't, I made a decision and it was the wrong one. I'll put some over my nose because that's where I have my own personal oils crop up. And then I'll just set my under eyes for the concealer. But this is beautiful when you don't actually set it because it's glowy. It works really well if you're using cream products. I really like this. I'm so excited. I'm wearing it today and I have my face fully powdered. It works well and lasts a long time. I can go a whole work day in this. And I feel like this is one of those that's gonna give me that extra layer of hydration as we get into colder months. And it's a really, really good skin tone match for me. And I'm kind of sad I waited almost 3 years to try it. Still in love with my Faux filter from Huda Beauty. This has been like my favorite concealer. I've been going through a lot of this. I've been using it a lot. There are days where I won't wear the Merit, where I won't wear the Estee Lauder, where I'll just tap this on under the eyes, corners of the nose, on my chin, and a couple of hyperpigmentation spots. I still do blend it out with this brush though, and I love it. I feel like it is, you know, heavy duty enough. It is a full coverage concealer, but there is some radiance to it, but it's not really glowy. What I have really been liking about this is that it's full coverage without looking heavy. I don't know how it does that. I really, really like that this product has, you know, it's got coverage, but then as I start to tap out and blend like the edge, I can wear this where I wear just this. Most of my full coverage concealers, I can't do that with. This is where I have it on like fully applied, and then this is where I'm blending it. I really like that on days when I don't want to wear a full face, I can, you know, put a little bit of this here and other places and it blends out and I don't need to wear foundation. Now, of course I can, but I don't feel like I have to. And this is another one of those that I can either lightly set, or if I don't have too much skincare on underneath, I can go without setting and it looks really good. I'm still really in love with a couple of new Beauty Pie products. I picked up one of them is this. This is their Awesome Bronze. I have the lightest shade in Sunnyside. I'm wearing this today. Like, I'm losing the imprint on the pan, especially right here. This is so pretty. It's warm, but it's not orange. It's brings a little bit of color to my face, and there are days that I wear just this. And again, like, awesome slow clap for having refillable packaging. I can very easily take the pan out and put a new one in. More of that, please. Another product that I didn't expect to like, I don't know, is it gonna be good, is this. This is another one powder wonder. Now, it's not the Uberlecent Universal, like my fave little white guy here. This one's different. This one is the Exquisite Light. So they're, you know, this definitely is more of a flesh tone, but it's still pretty light. And I thought at first this was mostly like a highlighting powder, because do you see the shine and the glow on this? And there is some coverage with this. And this is one of those things that I had been using, like right here, just solely as highlight. But I started doing something where I picked like a little duo fiber brush like this, and I'm wearing this today, and I don't pick a lot of it up. And I kind of go over, you know, the places where I would normally highlight, but then I kind of take it over everywhere else. And it gives a little bit of blurring, like light diffusing look to it. It's very lightweight. and it gives my skin a really soft, radiant look without being too highlighted. Now, if I really wanted to build this up, I could take a more pinpointed brush, pick it up, and hit just where I want it for more glow. But I feel like when I disperse it nicely over the top of the rest of my skin, I don't look like the Tin Man. I was worried that I was going to, but I have been reaching for this, like, oh, I'm a little overboard with the blush and bronzer today. So instead of highlight, I'll grab this and I'll buff it over this area, and it helps to kind of bring everything down kind of like a finishing powder. But I have been using it with a really wispy duo fiber diffuse brush, which has really, really helped a lot. But I've been reaching for this a lot. I wasn't sure whether I was gonna like it. This is really good. I've talked about this product a ton before, but it's the M Cosmetics Heaven's Glow Blush. I had not been using these for a while. I have 5 of these, and I kind of told myself, reach for other things, since all you're reaching for is this blush. I put it back in, this is the shade Baroque. I put it back in my bin for October. I can't stop wearing it. I'm wearing it today. I do have another blush over the top, but this is so pretty. What I like about this formula is that it does have a little bit of a glow to it, but it's not really highlighty. And this shade here is a perfect neutrally kind of warm leaning shade, but this goes so well on days when I don't want to wear bronzer, when I don't want to wear highlight, I want just a little color to my face. Either it's a light makeup day or I'm wearing all the makeup. This is kind of like the low-key blush that I reach for. I really love this shade in Baroque. I do have the one in Rococo. I have 5 of these, but this is the one that I kind of have been reaching for the most. This is the other thing I've been reaching for cheeks this month. On the days that I'm wearing all the makeup, I want bronzer, highlight, blush, all of that. This surprised me. Okay, so if you haven't watched it, I will link it for you here, but I did a complete try-on and review of the Estee Lauder Blockbuster for 2022. Now, spoiler alert, I liked it. I think it's worth it. If you're an Estee Lauder fan, I think it's worth the $45 purchase of one thing or a couple of things, and then the opportunity to buy this for $79. I really have been enjoying this. Now, there are 2 options. You can get the one that has eyeshadows with an eyeliner, or you can get this one here where it has blushes and I think a lip liner. I went for the cheek palette because I just realized after so many years of getting the Blockbuster and never really liking the Estee Lauder eyeshadow formula, what I did actually like was the cheek products, but they were always one here, one in the other palette if they did multiple palettes, or they only gave you one shade and there was a whole bunch of, it just was never working for me. The reason I know I like this is because I have a full size of this bronzer in this exact shade, and I do have one of their highlights already. I have a lighter golden shade called Heat Wave, but this one here in, I think it's Modern Mercury, absolutely stunning. It's kind of like a really pretty rose gold. I am wearing this blush today as a mixture with this. I was like, oh, it's a little warm with the eye look. I'm going, let's bring in a little coolness. So I pulled this guy in here. This kind of surprised me. And I thought when I was trying to make that decision, which set do I want? Let me get the one with the cheek products, because I was like their cheek products. I've been reaching for this a lot, more than I expected to, because I knew I was going to use the lip products. I knew I was going to use the skincare. I didn't really know that I was going to use whatever came in this little palette, but this is really good and super surprised me. I can't stop reaching for this. I recently did a review saying this was kind of like one of those products that was not the occasional product and not the daily product, but this is starting to be the highlight that I reach for on the days that I don't have my face set. This is the Merit Highlight Balm. Like, I've used so much of it, it's like I wore a little like lump off of the side here. Like, I just keep like going like right here like this and dabbing it on. This is such a beautiful product. This is their lightest shade in Kava. It's right here. It has such a gorgeous shine to it. And normally this is what it looks like when you have it like scribbled on straight on. I find that if I do that and I don't have the rest of my face set, this is such an emollient product that I can, if I just draw it on my face like I would with a crayon, it can sometimes disturb the makeup I have on underneath. The best thing for me to do is to pick it up on my finger and then tap it on where I want it. But when it's blended in, it looks like this. It's not shiny, it's not glittery, it's not, the sort of thing that a, teenage euphoria makeup inspired person is going to go for. This is just healthy, glowing skin. And the older I get, the more using a product like this makes my skin look youthful. I really love it because it looks just like a natural glow. You pair this with other balm type products, other cream products that bring that kind of dewy look to the cheek. Love. This has been amazing. I'm wearing this today. I love it so much. This is the Beauty Pie Ultra Color Pro Gel Eyeliner. And I like this formula a lot. This is the second pencil I have in this formula, but it's the shade. This is very pretty plum. And it's because it's a different, it's a neutral, it's not a brown. You know how much I love brown eyeliner, but I've been trying to branch out and not always get a brown. This is one of those that is great. I can't get all of my pencil liners, and maybe I'm not sharpening them enough, to give me like a little wing. This one does. I also like when I have this freshly sharpened and I shove it in between the lashes at the little places where there's a skin toned gap. And I'm not running it in my waterline because I do that every now and again, but I find that when I do that and I blink, I always end up with stuff in my lower waterline. That's not my goal. But I will take this and I will kind of shove it like right in between the lashes to blank out some of those flesh toned gaps. And I feel like it does a really good job. And when I blink, I don't end up getting transferred to the bottom. I like kind of like this subtle it's not really like eggplant, it's not really a berry tone, but it's not a brown. It's a really pretty color. I love this a lot. And once it's set, it doesn't budge. I love that. This has been fantastic. I've been wearing a lot of different eyeshadows, but the ones that I've been coming back to this month are my Sydney Grace shadows. So I wore this palette in a recent video and I had so many people, oh my goodness, your eye look. This is the Mountain Trail eyeshadow palette. These shades are devastatingly gorgeous. I love them so much. And I've had these 9 shades since I think 2018, 2019. I didn't have the palette back then, but I bought the palette during their Christmas and July sale, pulled out all the new shades because you can. It's a palette where everything in here is magnetic. You can just use a magnet to pull something out. I pulled all the new ones out and put them in a different magnetic palette to save for a friend because I wanted this packaging. This packaging just came out this year and I've had these shades for I think for 4 years. But they're so gorgeous. I love green eyeshadows, but that are murky, that are a little swampy, that are a little kind of warm leaning. I'm less of a mint green eyeshadow fan and more of like an olive green or like a military green. I love, love, love these shades. This has been one I've been wearing a lot. The other one that I've been wearing a lot, and it's funny because it's not an actual palette, but it's this. And this is a little palette of 9 shades from my eyeshadow singles from Sydney Grace that I pulled together at the beginning of October, and I have been using these so much. So if I wanted to do a really fast kind of dirty olive look, I would go for these shades. If I wanted something more neutral, you know, kind of like these browns, and then these cooler kind of plum leaning ones, love. And I feel like the shades I have been using the most are this one here. This one is Iced Mocha. This is Petrichor. I've also been using these 2 shades a lot here. This is Turtle Doves and this is the Milky Way. And I love these. I love all of the shades in here and I have been using them a lot, but I like that I took the time to pull, okay, what sort of color stories am I going for? I knew I was going to go for some murky greens. I knew I wanted some neutrals and some cooler plums. And I'm going to do this again for November where I'm going to pull like 9 new shades, create a palette like this, because on days when I gotta go, these have been perfect. Lip products I have been loving this month. I have not made it a secret that I love the Merit lip products, but this lip oil in Cara Cara has been fantastic. It is the sort of product that I have worn on days where I'm not wearing anything. I just wear this. Just like the Burt's Bees one, this has been like my gotta go. And this is another one that on days when I'm not wearing any makeup, I'm just wearing skincare and sunscreen, that I'll put this on my lips, scribble a little bit on my cheeks and pat it in, because it's really pretty when it looks like this. This is great, but it is very emollient and very hydrating. The color doesn't last on the lips forever, but I don't mind reapplying. I love this product. This is another shade that I have been loving a lot. This is the Lisa Eldridge Luxuriously Lucent Lipstick in Night Thoughts. It looks really dark in the bullet, but on the lips it looks like this. It's the most beautiful kind of deep berry. It is fantastic, like a blackened cherry. Love, 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 love this formula, but the color has been amazing. If I am like on a non-work day and I want something that is like right there, I have been reaching for this. This is the Bold lipstick from YSL. Look at that. This is their new formulation. I tried it on in a video of red lipsticks. I will link it for you here, but it wears really well. And although it is kind of like a cream formula, it doesn't go everywhere. It doesn't leave my lip line. I do usually pair it with a lip liner for a very perfect, crisp red lip, but this one is comfortable. This one is long wearing, and long wearing in the way that a bullet cream lipstick is long wearing. But I feel like I can put this on in the morning, and with, you know, 1 cup of coffee and these sips from my water bottle, I can get to the point where after lunch, I need another reapplication. It's not like I'm constantly touching up my lipstick. And this, because it is a creamy red, has potential to be a high maintenance red. And for me, high maintenance is one that I always have to double check. Is it going places it doesn't belong? Is it kind of like going out through those little lines around my mouth, those fine lines, and feathering out into like where I don't need it? If I get my hair in there and I pull my hair out and I have a little trail of color, can I blend it in, or do I have an instant stain of like a little red stripe? This is not a high maintenance red. This also doesn't get on my teeth, and some lipsticks I feel like are just destined to live on my teeth, and this one isn't. I like it a lot, and I feel like between this and the new Dior, and this is like their transfer proof matte lipstick, I feel like I prefer this. The formula is beautiful, and I have the shade 01, and I think this one's just like the Le Rouge color. Love, love, love. I have been preferring this over the one from Dior, their new transfer proof lipstick. This one's okay, but I feel like this one's a little higher maintenance. Like this one needs more hand holding. The shades are similar. This is the matte, this is the one from YSL. But for me, this one doesn't actually stay like right here very well, and it looks like I have a bald patch in the middle as the day goes on. And I really feel like this one keeps my lips feeling more comfortable and more hydrated. And this is supposed to be like moisturizing. I really don't find it to be on my lips. So I've been liking this one a lot more and have been reaching for this over the new one from Dior. Had kind of a split on the new Beauty Pie lipsticks. I find that the formula is really easy, and I like wearing it when it's the lighter shades. And the deeper shades, because I do have those vertical lines in my lips, it kind of settles into my vertical lines and it makes them a little bit more obvious. That's not the end of the world for me. It's not that I haven't been wearing them, but the two that I have been loving and wearing a lot are this one here in Nothing On. Guess what? This one just broke too. Oh, for pity's sake. I don't know. I was gonna say I liked the nudes, but now that this one broke, I'm so frustrated. Okay, so in my initial Beauty Pie Unlipstick video, I will link it for you here, one of the shades broke. Like I pulled it out, I swiped it on, I got it on 3/4 of my lips, and it was broken. It was very sad. Same thing going on here. I just don't know that this formula is working well. Because here is the shade Nothing On. Now I have been reaching for it a lot over the last like 3 weeks, but I don't know that it's enough for a lipstick to break, because I've had other ones for years and they haven't broken. I don't know, with that second out of 4 lipsticks breaking, I kind of feel like these are going to be moving into my bad bin. Oh, okay. All right. So these are the 2 colors I like. Nothing On and Crushed Petal. And I like the other 2 colors as well. I just feel like the formula is, although it looks really pretty on the lips if you like a blurred lip, but I feel like if 50% of the shades that I purchased failed within the first month, one of them within the first application, that does not bode well for this lipstick. I'm going to show you the other 2. This is the one that broke on me, so I got to roll it down and be very careful. The good thing is I reached out to Beauty Pie and I mentioned that I had a problem with Cherry breaking. They're sending me a new one. I love that customer service, but I don't like that the product broke. And not everybody who gets a lipstick that's going to break is going to take the time to, you know, let them know, hey, your product didn't even last. And I had to send them not just an image of the broken product, but I also had to send them an image of, there's like a little batch code here that's printed on the outside. I had to send them that as well. So I sent them 2 images. This is another shade that I love the shade of, but this one kind of settles into those fine lines on my lips. This one here is Sheer Mocha. So Sheer Mocha and Cherry are the ones that make my lips look a little bit older. Here's where I really feel like I'm divided. I love all the colors, but if the formula is so like fragile that I have to be precious with it, I'm really not precious with any of my lip products. I'm not. I'm not like a monster. I'm not like pressing really hard because I never have this problem, ever have this problem. And if 2 out of the 4, 50% of them have broken within the first couple of weeks, I don't know. I was planning on getting like, this is the only lipstick case that I have. I was planning on getting 3 more of these so they all could live in there. I don't think I want to invest in that. I think I'm just gonna say that, okay, here's what it is. It's a blurring lipstick. It's supposed to be soft and sheer. It's matte, but you wanna know that it's fragile. It says, and this is where somebody mentioned in a comment that this dried their lips out. I didn't find these to be drying my lips out, but I also don't find it to be as nourishing as they claim. It's supposed to have this product in there called Plum. It's supposed to, you know, make your lips look fuller. It's supposed to make your lips feel moisturized. Yeah, didn't find that to be the case. To me, this was your traditional non-moisturizing bullet lipstick. But if you like that blurred look, and if you like that matte appearance that's sheer, I don't know, there has to be better versions of this. I feel like the Powder Kiss from MAC is a better version of this. I haven't tried the one from Hindash. I've heard that that is a similar type formula. I haven't tried the Generation G from Glossier. Maybe I need to get one of those because I see what they're trying to do here, and I love the goal of this kind of sheer, matte, blurred, love all of those things. But the reality of these lipsticks, I don't care that they're affordable. I think these have just officially, like today when this broke, these have become a no for me. The other no that I tried this month, and I knew I wasn't gonna like it because I never have before, it just doesn't work for me, is this. This is the Sumptuous Extreme Mascara from Estee Lauder. This came in that Estee Lauder set where I loved this. And I knew, because I've tried this so many times before, this mascara and me were just not meant to be. It's not a bad mascara, but I know that mascara, like foundation, like so many makeup items, really depends on the type of look that you're going for, the sort of wear that your lifestyle requires, and then on top of that, you know, this is a really expensive mascara. Now, it came in the set for $79. I didn't pay the $30 full price, but this is the one thing that I know I would never pay the $30 full price for. So I have a brand new one that I've used once and now I can't do anything with. So maybe next year if I get this, I won't use it. I'll just tell you why I don't like it, and maybe I'll be able to gift it to somebody else, because I know there are so many people who love this mascara. It's literally their holy grail. They buy it at full price all the time, but this just wasn't for me. So I feel like my fails were the mascara and I guess these beauty pie lipsticks. And these made me sad. I really wanted to love these. I wanted to root for these. I was so excited, but no. Okay. Other things I have been loving this month that are not beauty related. There is a show that I have been watching on Stars called The Serpent Queen, and it's all about Catherine de Medici. And I love history, and I love kind of like that Renaissance era. It's, you know, post Henry VIII, but pre-Elizabeth I, and it's not English history, it's French and Italian history, and I have really been loving it. Now, I'm not saying that this show is like historically accurate, because it's a historical drama. They break that third wall where they actually like directly address the audience. She does it all the time and I love it. It's so much fun to watch. What I like about this show is it does what a lot of other like historical dramas do. It's starting to bring in more modern music. It's starting to bring in more modern language. It doesn't feel very like period authentic, but that doesn't bother me, because I feel like the parts that they're taking from history, like the characters and a lot of the political stuff that was going on at the moment, and then adding in their artistic license, it's just entertaining and I love it a lot. I have been doing a lot of crochet. I literally am sitting here at my beauty desk and I still have a crochet hook here. I don't know how that ended up here, but I have been having so much fun. I finished this sweater this month. It's a little cropped 100% wool sweater, and I have been loving this. I knew I wanted a crop sweater. I almost bought one at the store. I'm like, I have wool, I'm gonna make myself one. And this one has been nice because it is super cozy. And I like that it has like, you know, ribbed cuffs, and that it's just enough and not too much. This is not something that's gonna like get me through like the dead of winter, but for like transitional seasons in fall and probably early spring, I will be reaching for this a lot. I also went to the craft store yesterday and I got some wool to make hats, and I got little faux pom-poms. I'm gonna make myself one and one for each of my girls. And I realized as I was chatting about it over dinner last night, I didn't get anything for my husband, but I have so much yarn hanging about. He will get a hat, pom-pomless hat, because I was like, he probably wouldn't want a pom-pom, but I was like, oh, I went and got new yarn for everybody, but for my husband, I felt kind of bad. I would love to know what your favorites are this month. What books have you been reading? What meals have you been making that you're craving now that the weather is cooling down? What shows have you been watching? What have you been doing hobby-wise that is just bringing you joy? If there's makeup involved in that, let me know as well, but I want to know anything that's making you happy and that has been a favorite this month. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon.